Hey, kindergarten families, Mrs. Feldkamp here. Welcome back to in-person learning. I'm so excited to see your children again. I want to go over some details so we can make our return back as smooth as possible. So first off, let's go over some dates and times. The kindergarten through second grade students are going to be back for in-person instruction on Wednesday, January 27th at 8:35 a.m., our normal starting time. That's when they can start entering the building. Our bell to be in class will be at 8:45 as usual. So in-person instruction is happening only Monday through Thursday for the whole month of February, so until March 1st. Fridays will still be C days at home until then. Once we get kindergarten through fifth grade all back in the building, we get back into the swing of things, we'll get back to 5 days a week of instruction in March. All right, so there's no school at all, online or in person, on Monday the 25th and Tuesday, January 26th for the On the Dial kids. That's because I'll be busy. I will be at school all day, both days, getting ready for the kids to be back, changing stuff over from the hybrid setup I had to everybody back together. So part of that will be that we need our supplies back. Please, 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 I hope you still have the 20 books I sent home in November. I understand if some of the other stuff's missing, but really if you could get those books back, that would be amazing. We use them all the time, every day. Scissors, I had sent home and said we are going to need those back or your child won't be able to do the cutting project, so please send those back. If you have the Letterland and math workbook and they're, in decent shape, send those back. And the orange folder with their number chart and stuff, let's send that back because I think that'll be a great tool. If your child still does have that box of markers I sent home and it's handy, bring it back. If not, that's okay. I'm just thinking we might be running low on markers now that we'll all be back. I'm not sure. So if you are out and about at Walmart or Target or something and can pick up a box within the next month or so, no rush, and send it back. That might help us make it through the spring. Let's leave the headphones and the Chromebooks at home for right now. Get away from the screens. I don't think we're going to need them. That being said, older kids might need that stuff back, so pay attention if you have older kids at Brookview to their teacher's instructions. Will probably be different. Also, getting back into the swing of things and into our routine, we have to remember the kids need a healthy snack every day. I can't hand out food. I don't have like backup snacks in the classroom. So if you don't pack one, your child doesn't have one and they have to look at everybody else eating and it's really sad for them and it makes me feel so bad. So if you are prone to forgetting, just send like a box of granola bars or something as a backup that they have in their cubby. That would be so helpful. Remember, the drinking fountains are off limits still. Turned off, so your child needs a water bottle. If it's pre-filled up, that's super helpful. There is a water bottle filling station for the yellow hallway that we're in, but it's out of our classroom. So you can imagine that me leaving the classroom is really difficult to help like unscrew the top of the water bottle, and then I'm touching their water bottles. So if that could be pre-filled, that's super helpful. Then remember, kids need outdoor gear. We go outside twice a day, every day, until it's 0 degrees out or -10 wind chill. So pretty much every day. They need a warm jacket that can zip and hopefully zip easily for them. Snow pants, winter boots, waterproof mittens. Those stretchy cotton gloves don't do anything and their hands are freezing and they can't play in the snow then. They need a hat and all that stuff. Please, please, please label with their name. Now that we'll have 19 kids back, the stuff can get mixed up. So labeling with a name with a Sharpie marker is great. Mitten clips are amazing because they have to haul their stuff back from the lunchroom all the way down that long hallway to our classroom. Mittens get dropped all the time. If they're clipped onto their jacket, it's so helpful. Oh, I made a typo, sorry. It should say using a tote bag, like one of those cloth reusable grocery bags to carry the gear back and forth to home is super helpful. Also, if you have if their snow pants are supposed to stay at school and you have a backup pair at home, please email me and let me know because I don't know who's supposed to be wearing their snow pants home and who shouldn't. Okay, If that sounds like way too much for your child to bring on Wednesday, you can drop off early. It's totally optional, but I will be at school Monday and Tuesday. You can drop it in the office. Pam and Tracy will be there. I can pick it up in the office, get it all set for your child, and put away in the classroom. I know you probably have to work on Monday or Tuesday, so that's just an option. If your child can't bring everything on Wednesday, it's okay. Split it. Bring some on Wednesday and some on Thursday. We won't. Probably the scissors would be like the one thing, and then obviously their snack and their outdoor gear and stuff. But if you can't get like the workbooks and stuff all in there on the first day, that's okay. Okay, let's talk safety with COVID. Yay. I want to let you know that the high touch point services will still be clean throughout the day. They'll still have that extra staff doing that. I'll be wearing a mask and usually a face shield now. So face shields are recommended but not required for teachers, just so you know. The big thing that we heard was that teachers should try to stay 6 feet away from students. And obviously in kindergarten that's not very realistic, but I do want to make an effort to stay distanced from your child. I will have a plexiglass barrier when working individually or in small groups, so I can get closer and see their work. Students will remain still with only our class throughout the entire school day, including on the playground. The playground will still be sectioned off. And of course, I will give your child lots of opportunities for hand washing and hand sanitizer, always washing with soap and water before we eat. The room arrangement's going to be different, and it might feel a little less safe than before because desks can be in groupings again. Students just need to be 3 feet apart now, not 6 feet apart. There's not room for them to be 6 feet apart with 19 kids in the class. They'll also be able to meet together on the rug as long as they're spread out 3 feet. They will be allowed to play together with masks on at choice time as long as they've washed or sanitized their hands before and after touching the shared materials. And they will still be allowed, just like in the fall, to take off their masks for outside and for eating, and we'll take mask breaks. So you can help me help your child stay safe by limiting the opportunities that I will need to go over and be in their kind of personal space bubble to help them. Of course, if a kindergartner needs help with something, I am going to go help them. I'm not going to let them struggle and say, oh, I have to stay 6 feet away. That's not realistic. But we can limit those opportunities and that happening by making sure your child can adjust and put on their own mask, that they can zip their jacket. Most kids were doing pretty well with that when we left school. Get their own shoes on. Open their snack is a huge thing. They cannot open, especially those fruit, like the fruit cocktail type cups, like the mandarin oranges and stuff. They don't know how to open those, and then I have to touch their snack that they're about to eat. I'm happy to do it. It doesn't bother me, but I'm just letting you know that then I'll have to touch like multiple kids' snacks. It feels less safe. Can they pack up their own backpack? And that's when bringing an extra tote bag comes into play. So they're not struggling to stuff everything in and then have me have to help them zip and things like that. Like I said, this has nothing to do with me not wanting to do it and everything to do with just limiting how many times I have to be in their personal space. And that just has to do with the pandemic. And I just want to stress that if your child needs help, if they're frustrated or upset, or they don't know how to do something, of course I will help them. Please, please, please keep your child home. If they're sick, if you're not sure if they're sick, keep them home. Have a backup plan. Of course, we all have to have our backup plans this year. Let's err on the side of caution so we can stay in school. All right, I think that's all I have to go over. I'm probably missing 25 million things. If you have questions, please shoot me an email and we'll work together to make this return to school as successful as it can be. I cannot wait to get off Zoom and do what I know how to do, teach the kids in person. Thanks, everybody.